who's actually going to get real value out of the Garmin Approach R50 Premium Bundle, and who should walk away before they spend a few $100s. If you're a weekend golfer who just wants a quick yardage read, this might feel like overkill. If you're trying to shave a few strokes off your game by actually practicing with data, the question becomes whether the price tag justifies the insight you'll get. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I'm going to walk through what it feels like to set this thing up in a typical home garage, how the day-to-day use plays out, and where the hidden trade-offs show up. The goal is to give you a clear picture of the practical strengths and weaknesses, so you can decide if the bundle belongs in your golf bag or your budget. First off, the R50 isn't a tiny dongle you stick on your club. It's a 3-camera system that sits on a small tripod and projects a 10-inch touchscreen. When you pull it out of the carrying case, you have the monitor, a power brick, a USB-C cable, and a set of mounting accessories. The first hurdle is space. You need at least a 10 by 10 foot area to swing comfortably without hitting the wall. For most people that means a garage, a spare room, or a dedicated indoor hitting mat. If you live in a condo with no room for that footprint, the R50 becomes a logistical headache, not a convenience. Assuming you have the space, the initial calibration is straightforward. The device walks you through aligning the cameras, selecting a club, and hitting a few practice shots. The software automatically detects ball flight using the 3-camera array, so you don't have to wear any extra sensors. That simplicity is one of the biggest practical strengths. There's no need to wrestle with a wearable or attach a launch stick to every club. Once calibrated, the unit captures club head speed, launch angle, spin rate, and even a basic swing path for every club you own. The data shows up on the 10-inch screen in real time, and you can switch between a quick view that gives you just distance and a deeper analysis mode that breaks down each swing metric. Now, what does that data actually do for a regular golfer? Let's say you're a mid-handicap player who typically shoots in the high 80s. You spend a couple of hours a week at the range and you've noticed you're consistently missing greens on your mid-irons. With the R50 you can pull up the shot history for your 7-iron, see that your launch angle is low and spin is high, and then experiment with small adjustments in grip or ball position. Over a few sessions you'll see the numbers move toward a higher launch and lower spin, which often translates to a softer landing on the green. That feedback loop is the kind of concrete insight you can't get from a simple GPS watch alone. Speaking of the watch, the bundle includes the Garmin Approach S70 Premium. The watch is essentially a GPS and scoring companion that pairs with the R50, allowing you to import your shot data into a single ecosystem. If you're already using a Garmin watch for activity tracking, the S70 adds a golf-specific interface with a digital scorecard and the ability to see your recent R50 metrics right on your wrist. For a golfer who loves to track everything from steps to strokes, that integration feels natural. However, if you only need a basic yardage app, the watch is probably an unnecessary add-on, especially since you can use the R50's own touchscreen to view the same data. One practical weakness that shows up after a few weeks is the reliance on a stable Wi-Fi connection for software updates and for syncing with the Garmin Connect app. In a garage with spotty internet, the unit can become a little finicky, freezing on the results screen or taking a long time to load the next shot. The workaround is to download updates via a laptop and transfer them via USB, which adds an extra step most casual users aren't expecting. It's a small inconvenience, but it's worth noting if your home network isn't rock solid. Battery life is another real-world consideration. The R50 runs off the included AC adapter, but you can also plug it into a portable power bank for on-the-go practice. In practice, I found a 20,000 mAh power bank lasted about 3 full practice sessions before the voltage dipped low enough to cause occasional frame drops. The watch, on the other hand, lasts roughly a full day of 18 hole rounds with the GPS active, which is fine for a typical round but not for someone who wants to track every swing all day. Now, who should actually buy this bundle? If you're a serious amateur, a low handicap player, or a golf coach who wants a portable, data-rich tool to analyze swings without a full-size launch monitor, the R50 Premium paired with the S70 makes sense. The 3-camera system gives you enough precision to see meaningful trends, and the included touchscreen turns raw numbers into an easy-to-read visual layout.